Why looking better doesn't always make you feel better. There's something we rarely talk about when we talk about beauty. Sometimes you can change your appearance and still not change the way you feel about yourself. You can lose the weight, buy the clothes, change your hair, improve your skin, learn how to dress for your body, become more polished, more attractive, more put together, and yet, somewhere underneath all of that improvement, you can still feel not enough. I know this not only from observing people, but from my own lived experience as an image consultant. For years, my work involved helping people understand how they presented themselves to the world, what colors suited them, what silhouettes work for their bodies, how to dress with greater intention, how to look more polished, confident, and aligned with the image they wanted to project. And I genuinely believe appearance matters. There is nothing wrong with wanting to look beautiful. There is nothing wrong with enjoying clothes, grooming, skincare, fitness, style, or transformation. Our appearance can be a beautiful form of expression. But working so closely with appearance also taught me something deeper, and that is looking better and feeling better are not always the same journey. Sometimes what we are trying to change on the outside is carrying a much deeper emotional burden. We are not simply trying to improve our appearance, we are trying to improve how we feel about ourselves. And those are very two different things. Think about how easily appearance can become a promise. A promise saying, if I lose a little more weight, I will feel confident. If I find the right clothes, I will finally feel beautiful. If my skin clears up, I will stop worrying about how I look. If I become more attractive, I will feel more worthy. If I can just become the best version of myself, I will finally be comfortable in my own skin. And perhaps sometimes these things do help. A new haircut can genuinely lift your mood. Finding clothes that fit beautifully can change the way you carry yourself. Taking care of your body can make you feel more alive. But the danger begins when we ask appearance to do the emotional work that appearance was never designed to do. Because no outfit can permanently resolve insecurity, no body transformation can permanently resolve shame, and no amount of external refinement can guarantee that you will finally believe you are enough. You can improve the picture and still dislike the person looking at it. This is where improvement itself can become complicated because improvement sounds healthy. Who doesn't want to improve? But there is a subtle difference between caring for yourself and constantly correcting yourself. Caring for yourself says, I love myself enough to care for this body. Constantly correcting yourself says, this body is a problem I need to solve. Caring for yourself feel like devotion. Constantly correcting yourself can become surveillance. Suddenly, you are checking, comparing, measuring, analyzing, looking at photographs and noticing everything that needs to change. You become aware of the shape of your body, your face, your skin, your hair, your age, your clothes, your weight, your imperfections. And the more you look, the more things you find to fix. This is one of the strange paradoxes of appearance. The more intensely you monitor yourself, the harder it becomes to simply inhabit yourself. You stop experiencing your body as the place where you live and start experiencing it as a project under constant review. And then there is comparison. Comparison changes everything. Beauty becomes much harder to enjoy when it becomes a ranking system. There will always be someone thinner, younger, taller, more fashionable, more photogenic, more conventionally beautiful, more successful at looking effortless. And social media has made this especially complicated because we are no longer comparing ourselves with the people around us. We are comparing our ordinary, unedited existence with thousands of carefully selected moments from other people's lives. And even when we know intellectually that we are looking at curated images, our nervous system doesn't always experience them intellectually. What our nervous system sees is she looks better. I should look like that. I am falling behind. And suddenly, beauty is no longer something we experience. It becomes something we compete in. I have also come to understand how easily consumption can enter this cycle. When you believe there's always something about yourself that needs improvement, there is always something to buy. Another outfit, another product, another treatment, another supplement, another procedure, another course, another transformation, and there is nothing inherently wrong with any of these things. The problem is when consumption becomes a substitute for self acceptance, when every discomfort becomes an invitation to purchase a solution, when we keep changing the outside because we don't know how to sit with what is happening inside. I know this personally. There was a time when I could find myself repeatedly thinking about what to change, what to wear, what to add, what to improve. And eventually, I began to notice something uncomfortable. I could keep improving my appearance without necessarily becoming more at home in myself. That distinction changed something for me. Because perhaps the goal isn't to stop caring about how we look. Perhaps the goal is to stop believing that how we look determines how we are allowed to feel about ourselves. There's also something else I think we miss. Sometimes we don't actually want a different appearance, we want a different emotional experience. We want to feel visible, desired, respected, powerful, safe, successful, young, relevant, enough. And because appearance is visible, measurable, and relatively easy to change, we sometimes use it as a doorway into feelings that are much harder to confront. It is easier to change your wardrobe than to ask, why do I feel invisible? It is easier to change your body than to ask, why am I so uncomfortable with myself? It is easier to buy another product than to ask, why do I believe I need to become someone else before I can accept who I am? Those questions are much more uncomfortable, but they may also be where the real transformation begins. And this doesn't mean we abandon ambition. I don't believe self acceptance means giving up. It doesn't mean neglecting your body. It doesn't mean refusing to grow. It doesn't mean pretending that everything is perfect. It means changing the relationship from which improvement comes. There's a profound difference between saying, I want to become better because I hate who I am now, and I want to become more because I am alive, curious, and capable of becoming. The destination may look similar from the outside, but internally, they are completely different journeys. One is driven by rejection, the other is driven by expansion. One says, fix me, the other says, let me discover what is possible. Perhaps this is why some of the most beautiful people we encounter are not necessarily the people with the most perfect features. There is something about a person who seems at home in themselves, someone who isn't constantly negotiating their right to exist beautifully, someone who can enjoy their appearance without being consumed by it, someone who can dress beautifully without needing the clothes to prove their worth. Someone who can care for their body without being at war with it. Someone who can look in the mirror and see more than a collection of things to improve. There's a kind of beauty that emerges when the body, mind, and spirit are no longer fighting for control, when appearance becomes expression rather than evidence. Evidence that I am successful, evidence that I am desirable, evidence that I am worthy, evidence that I am still young enough, evidence that I have finally become enough. Maybe the deeper question isn't how can I look better? Maybe the deeper question is what am I hoping looking better will finally make me feel? Because that question can change everything. If looking better makes you feel joyful, expressive, alive, and cared for, that is beautiful. Enjoy it. But if every improvement creates another problem, if every compliment only gives you temporary relief, if every photograph becomes an inspection, if you keep becoming more beautiful but somehow feel less free, then perhaps the next transformation isn't an external one. Perhaps it is learning to stop treating yourself as a problem that must always be improved, to care for your body without controlling it, to cultivate beauty without worshiping it, to improve without abandoning yourself, and perhaps eventually to stand in front of the mirror and realize I don't have to become more beautiful to become more worthy of love, joy, or belonging. I can change, I can grow, I can refine, I can evolve, and still I can already be at home here. And that is the message for today, ladies. That is the video for today. That is the message for today. I hope it lands safely with you. I hope it resonates. If it does, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, click on the notification button. If you are interested in joining the Sovereign Feminine Collective, link to join our community will be in the description box below as well. I'll see you ladies in the next one. Until then, stay feminine, stay grounded, stay confident, stay aligned, and keep blooming. May you always believe in yourself. I love you all so much, and I am rooting for you. Mwah. Bye.